This was a major breach of trust, and I'm really sorry that this happened. We have a basic responsibility to protect people's data, and if we can't do that, then we don't deserve to have the opportunity to serve people.
No, it's not. What is it? Kerry, what is that? What is that?
I have no idea.
Holy crap!
Talk with me.
What is up, ladies and gentlemen? This is James Lafleur with the Impossible Channel. Welcome aboard. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Folks, you're probably asking yourself, why is this going on, right? What is going on? And why is this all going on? I am right now looking at the weather forecast, and let me show you what I am seeing. Huge low pressure systems coming out of New York, as usual, going for the UK, Europe in general, taking a turn in Greenland, Iceland, and going back through Canada to New York. This has been happening for the last 6 months, and it's been getting worse. A lot of people are calling this the nor'easter, whatever, right? The snow, the fake snow that they're having.
I remember growing up when it used to snow, blizzards and everything. Snow never looked like this. Something is crushing it, like it's very compressed. It does not look like, it's like small pebbles, not flakes.
When it is indeed hurricane season, I wouldn't be surprised if we were to see things we've never seen before.
Still probably at least normal to near normal activity again this year.
Geostorm was released this year or last year, and it was a success. A lot of people said the movie was crap, but the content was like, yes, that could happen. So, of course, it is in debate if weather engineering is going on, and it is. Let me show you a video coming in from a subscriber. It clearly shows us that they're up to something. A HAARP wave or a microwave going from Africa towards Antarctica, creating low pressure systems in Antarctica, making the weather look worse, of course. What I have noticed is when this wave hits a specific place, these low pressure systems are formed. It could be, of course, what they're doing to the northern hemisphere, specifically to New York and Tokyo. You can see clearly in New York and Tokyo, both these places, they have low pressure systems coming out of them. It is interesting because we have video from subscribers of this HAARP wave that is being emitted in the southern hemisphere and in the northern hemisphere also. It's very likely that they are geoengineering the entire planet. The worst part is that we are all feeling that the weather isn't normal. The sun, when it heats up, when it touches your skin, the sun is burning so much it doesn't make any sense at all. It does that in the winter and in the summertime. It shouldn't. There's something that is even weirder, and it's happening now. A lot of people are talking about it. Started happening a couple of years ago. A lot of scientists, a lot of people are trying to give an explanation to this. Still no one wants to really talk about it. But the continents seem to be cracking apart. Now it's getting worse to the point that every week now, we have something of sorts happening. And this is very bizarre because it happened in Washington State a couple of months ago, it happened in Peru, and now it's happening in Africa. So, yes, it is indeed happening. It's bizarre. They're talking about a lot of volcanoes going on, a lot of earthquakes happening. Because a lot of people are asking me, James, why is this happening like this right now? Do you have an answer? And I say, well, I don't have an answer, but I have a lot of pieces of the puzzle that could help us all figure this out. Because indeed, folks, come on, it's a huge puzzle, right? It's a lot of information. If you want to start with it, let's just start by the sand.
Been studying Monterey Bay. We've been looking at coastal erosion for a long time, and one of the things we discovered was the southern part of the bay was undergoing rapid erosion. 30,000 dump truck loads. And when you take that off the beach, something's got to happen. The waves got to find some more sand someplace else. So
this is something very important that a lot of people are not paying attention to, but they've been illegally taking sand from the bottom of the ocean and transforming it to reinforced concrete, right? So this has been happening for a long time now. It's mostly to create buildings, and you know how many of these tall buildings we have today. Highways also, computers and laptops and televisions, cars, everything uses sand. So in general, we are using a huge amount of sand every day. A huge amount. I believe we couldn't even put it on the paper. So if we stop to think about it, well, the next question would be, James, does sand hold the continents? If you take part of the sand from the bottom of the ocean, it is going to be replaced by the sand that holds shorelines. Let's just put it like that. So there is a shoreline, there's a beach, and there's sand. If you go to England or certain places, the beaches have no sand. So of course, sand is a very important and necessary element in all of this conspiracy or puzzle that we want to build, we want to understand. Take all of this sand from the bottom of the ocean, which is kind of thermal. So during the night it releases this heat, and during the day it absorbs the heat. So I'm pretty sure you have felt that when you're walking in an urban center, the heat's coming out of the floor. So what we have is highways, paved highways. These things all use a lot of sand. So in general, what we're doing is we are taking all of this sand from the bottom of the oceans and we're putting them on top of the continents, heating the continents. And the sand works like this. During the day, it absorbs the heat, and during the night, it releases the heat. That's exactly what you feel when you're in a car, walking on a paved highway or road at night. You feel the heat coming up from the floor because it uses a lot of sand. The same thing for houses and buildings. So in general, humans are feeling the global warming. It was all along hoaxed. So we have two things. We have the sand on top of the continents creating weight and changing the weather patterns. So we have element number 2. We have the weather that is being shifted with geoengineering. So what they're doing is they're trying to hold this process so that it happens slowly throughout the years. If this were to be happening to all of the continents at once, not only you would be worried, you would be totally freaked out. So because this process is happening slowly, theoretically of course, because they're engineering the weather, they're controlling where it happens, how it happens.
Could be just pure coincidence.
It's hard to tell until we, dig down and find out.
The sinkhole itself was a couple of feet wide and a couple of feet deep. Nothing that was going to cause a major problem.
That made it work.
So this is the third step, controlling the news and what's online, what you're seeing, right? And this is a big topic happening right now. They are watching our every steps, and now they want to control what we say. Just by telling you guys these 3 steps that I just told you. For example, there's another thing I want to talk about. You've probably noticed that the sky now has several sunsets. This is HAARP, folks. This is microwave, right? If you don't be surprised if the color of these sunsets are the exact colors if you put a metal thingy or aluminium, whatever, inside of a microwave and you turn it on. This is the color you're gonna see. Let me just show you so you don't have to do it, because you're gonna ruin your microwave if you do it, and I'm not telling you to do it. So we have these colors being emitted, and these are the exact colors that people are seeing when they see double sunsets, or when they see that the sky is acting strange. They see this bluish or this orange yellowish. It's exactly the same colors. And this is because we probably have a lot of metals in the air, and because we have a lot of microwaves being emitted from these sources of HAARP or weather control, whatever they are, wherever they are, right? They make the sky kind of look like it's being microwaved all the time. And this is the feeling that a lot of people are getting when they're walking the streets, right? So yeah, that's it, folks. I hope you understand what I'm saying. Well, what do you think about all this? Don't forget to leave a comment, subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you again